Well, shit. I'm using a different StreamYards account, and it does not have my little video, which is weird because I thought this one actually had the original. So yeah, no intro today, but that's okay. Anyway, sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I had to have a come to Jesus meeting with Nuki about her being quiet while I'm trying to live stream. Nothing makes that cat meow more than me being live on Facebook or YouTube. So I don't know. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing okay. I got some news to look at and bitch about for a little bit, and we can see how quickly we can get through it. Share the whole screen. It's just easier that way. All right. I'll start here. Well, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the fact that the CEO of Telegram was arrested because supposedly he was allowing, basically a free for all, weapons shipping, uh, conversations on Telegram, child exploitation, all kinds of shit. But what it actually was that a whole bunch of Israeli documents got leaked and dumped all over Telegram, and he wouldn't take them down. And I kind of like that, just because he's more for free speech. It sounds like than Musk is. Anyway, so apparently they worked this guy over because as of let me refresh it, 5 days ago, after the CEO arrested, Telegram says it will now turn some bad actor data over to law enforcement. So apparently they have threatened this guy and done everything they could to him. So now he's going to start handing over information and user names. So that's kind of sad. That is super fucking sad to see another one fold. But I don't know. I mean, he probably put up a good fight. Let's see. Making concessions around safety and privacy use. Blah, blah, blah. Durov was arrested and interviewed by French prosecutors over suspected criminal activity on the platform, including gang transactions, trafficking, as well as an alleged failure by the company to hand over data related to the investigation. He was later released from police custody with a bail set at $5.56 million. That's insane. That's a lot of fucking money. The investigation sparked debate about free speech and criminal activity online, but the authorities concerned weren't exactly a surprise. The app, which has amassed more than 950 million users. Holy fuck, that's a lot. Thanks to a large part of the encryption technology and promises of user privacy. So who knows what everybody's going to use now since, Telegram has turned traitor. I didn't realize it was such a free speech haven. Like, I had Telegram. I didn't use it for much of anything. Didn't really talk to anyone on it. I just sort of checked out a few channels and then got bored. I would have kept it just because it was such a free speech place. At least not now, though. So I don't know what everybody's going to start using. I feel like someone should come up with another thing similar to Telegram, but like try to stay anonymous and just have a platform and they won't know who to serve a warrant to. Nuki, shut up! Sorry. Anyway, let's creep over here real quick. Hello. Oh, I have to go up a bit. Hello, Apex. How are you, sugar? China did the same thing as one of its CEOs over there. Well, yeah. You get too critical of the government. Yeah, if you're gonna have like a free speech haven kind of place, you're gonna have to stay anonymous. I'm not surprised, right? Hey, Daniel, how are you? So glad you're here. Ian Slater! Ah! Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. Like, I haven't seen you in forever because I assume I'm still subscribed to your stuff. But like, I saw a post of yours like the other day. So, and that was the first one I had seen in ages. And I'm like, oh, okay. I get kind of out of sight, out of mind. Otherwise, I would have contacted you sooner. But it's so awesome to see you. Oh my goodness. I need to have you up here, actually. I mean, I don't know if you want to do it now, but I mean, like at some point, like I have to have you up here. because I know this kind of stuff is up your alley. It's so awesome to see you. Oh my goodness. I saw your post and liked it, but I'm not good at like initiating conversation, so that was my way of initiating. Hello, Ren. How are you? Is free speech haven a reality? Well, I think Telegram kind of was until they, made him bend at the knee. But I mean, there's no telling what kind of threats and stuff they did to the guy. So I really don't necessarily blame Durov for folding like a lawn chair. I'm sad to see it, but I mean, can I say I would have done anything different if I was put in his situation? Like, I mean, if they're alleging that he allowed gang transactions and trafficking of all sorts, they'd probably threaten him with a whole lot of shit. And no telling what they threatened him with behind closed doors. But God, 950 million users, holy shit. That's impressive. That's a lot. I don't know, maybe that's normal, but it sounds like a lot to me. Let's see, for years, been criticized for its popularity among unsavory internet characters and criminals, including drug traffickers, money launderers, and extremists, including white supremacists and terror groups such as ISIS. Wow. I mean, everybody's got to be somewhere. I don't know. I kind of like it. It's like a spot where everybody can kind of go. I mean, shit, it's something that brings everyone together. But I can't imagine the kind of data he's going to be able to hand over. Holy fuck. And if this has been going on, then this has been going on for a long time. The only thing that got the heat under their ass to make them go after him was, like I said, that Israeli government data leak. They got dumped into Telegram. That's what really set them off. They didn't talk much about that. They had like one tiny little article about that, and they didn't say much more. So it's kind of hard not to put two and two together on that. But all right, next headline. As Hezbollah pummels the north, Lebanon's Christians divided on support for terror group. I don't think there's Christians that are necessarily supporting Hezbollah. I think they just don't want to get fucking bombed. I mean, if you came to my neighborhood and started bombing me or doing all kinds of crazy shit here just because, like, someone in the neighborhood might be doing something illegal, I'm not going to be okay with it. Like, you know what I mean? I'd be pushing back. Can you imagine what would happen in the 70s, 80s, and 90s in Northern Ireland if every time the British suspected there might be an IRA guy in the neighborhood, they leveled the whole fucking neighborhood? We would find that insane. I'm just saying, we would find that like fucking crazy shit to do. So I guess sometime after 2001, I guess that became okay to do. I don't know. But I think this here, I don't know. I think this is something. I think this headline is trying to get people to be comfortable with it, because they just assume that everybody in Gaza and everybody in Lebanon is Muslim. And I don't know. I think they're making you more comfortable with the idea of knowing there's other types there. Because at this point, with the way, I hate to even call it my party, but I mean, they seem okay with all this going on, and yet they claim there's a war on Christians. Like, your quote unquote ally is literally bombing Christians, and you're sending money and support. Like, it's gross. Let's see. In a Sunday sermon in mid-September, Lebanon's Maronite patriarch, I can't read all that. Holy crap. Akara Ray? That's a lot. Like, we're just going to have to call them Maronite. Lashed out at those who seek to destabilize the country from within. It was mere days before the wave of communication devices caused thousands of injuries and dozens of deaths among the Hezbollah members. It was not just, they're making it sound like it was only Hezbollah members. No, it wasn't. It was, a lot of the people who use walkie-talkies and pagers are medical personnel. They use pagers because someone pointed out to me that they use a type of frequency that won't interfere with electronics like cell phones will. So it wasn't Hezbollah members, or it certainly wasn't only Hezbollah members. They even killed a 10-year-old kid. I mean, come the fuck on. Plunging Lebanon into chaos, pushing its healthcare system to the brink of collapse, and prompting the terror group to fire 100 rockets at northern Israel in retaliation. Well, I mean, expect them to sit there and just do nothing when they're attacked? It seems like they're trying to make everyone a bad guy if they fight back, and that's such a wild fucking concept. The only way you can prove you're not a terrorist is by just taking your pummeling. There are factions in our society that wish for Lebanon to be a vacant land. Really? I find that unlikely. Where they can implement their plans without the interference of the state, laws, or constitution. They prefer it to be real estate, not a homeland, he said during a sermon in the north city of Mayfolk. That seems really strange that anybody there would want it to be a vacant land. That is, I don't know, I feel like this article is just absolute shite, honestly. It's just more propaganda crap. Next. Oh, let me go over here and check everybody real quick. Oh, hello, Pleasant Valley. How are you? Hey, Burr. Let's see, what the fuck was just true? I don't think there's any Christians there that are supporting terror. They're probably upset and feeling reactionary to the fact that there's been attacks where they live, which I get. I understand that. I would become extra anti-government if explosions started happening in my neighborhood simply because of who they think might be also living in the neighborhood. I can assure you that in the neighborhood, I've lived here for over 20 years, and I know 2 of my neighbors. That's it. I don't know the other people living in the other houses. Never met them, never spoke to them. I have no idea what they're doing. They could be doing illegal stuff. I don't know, but I would hate to have my shit blown up because of what somebody on the other side of the valley is doing. You know? I guarantee I would not really care what they were doing, and I would start probably fighting back. But I'd probably be deemed a terrorist if I did. Meow, meow. And besides, if people start to get upset that Christians are getting bombed too, because people seem to tolerate it better when Muslims are getting bombed because, it's not one of ours, it's one of them. But if you do feel a connection with your fellow Christians, they're trying to make sure that you don't feel too much of a, kinship because they're like, oh no, well, those Christians might be supporting terrorists. So it's okay. I think it's to condition people to be okay with it. Honestly, I think that's what it actually is. I say that headline makes little sense. Yeah, it's just a little propaganda piece is what I'm guessing. I'm very leery of believing news sites' headlines. Oh yeah, I know. We're just sort of looking over them and complaining about them is really what it is. I mean, if I see connections, I do try to lump the tabs together so we can continue the conversation. Let's see. Aw, thank you, Sugar. I appreciate you. I always like to kind of go against the grain a little bit, just to look at different angles of what could be. It never stops as long as folks keep fighting back. Both sides say they are right. Well, I mean, Israel was like, oh, we were attacked by Hamas. And it was Hamas this, Hamas that for 7 months. And they're like, oh, well, Hezbollah too, and started going after Lebanon. I mean, you can't go after Lebanon and say you're defending yourself. And the pagers thing, I imagine those pagers had to be in circulation for quite a while, rigged and ready to go. Because the odds of everyone that you want getting a pager that is armed, it takes a while to get in circulation, to be bought off the shelf or ordered or whatever it is they did. So I found an article, and I don't have it handy. We would probably have to go look for it. That estimates those pagers with the ready to explode were in circulation for 5 months. That was before they started going after Lebanon. So they had been planning to go after Lebanon for quite a long time. So I feel like fighting back is the appropriate response because, it wasn't, planning something that far in advance, that's not self-defense. But anywho, let's see. Oh yeah, it's been going on for a long time, and I found out that apparently Lebanon was attacked in 1982 by Israel as well. And they started blowing a bunch of civilian stuff, and Israel finally got booted out of most of Lebanon in 2006. I guess they're coming back for more. It will, as long as the United States keeps funding it. The United States cannot stay out of a war. They cannot. All right, so this I found weird. Let's refresh this so we can see how many days. 4 days ago, Hezbollah says Israel dropping leaflets with very dangerous barcodes onto Lebanon. Now that does sound a little weird. That headline sounded odd. I was like, okay, barcodes, QRL codes, whatever it is, I don't know. But it's a wild concept. But Hezbollah's media office said on Tuesday that Israel was dropping leaflets with very dangerous barcodes on them into Lebanon's eastern Bekaa Valley, warning that scanning the codes by phone would withdraw all information from the device. Can you imagine that? I guess it's some kind of little hacking maneuver or something. Basically, I guess you scan it and just gets all your contact info, probably photos, all kinds of shit. That's crazy. There is no immediate comment from the Israeli military. Hezbollah's media office did not say if anything else was written on the flyers. I assume there probably was, but that's a wild trick to do. So they're still, and can you imagine if they can do this to them? They can do this to any of y'all. I mean, if you see an advertisement or see a website and it has something cool, and you decide to use your phone to scan it, and that could take your information. Just knowing that technology's out there is concerning to me. They could do that to anyone. This I thought was odd too. Iranians indicted on connection with Trump campaign hack. A grand jury has indicted multiple Iranians on charges related to hacking Donald Trump's 2024 campaign. The federal charges stem from an Iranian operation that allegedly stole internal Trump campaign communications this summer. According to 3 people familiar with the investigation who were granted anonymity because they are not authorized to discuss it, stolen materials from Trump campaign were later sent to journalists and individuals associated with Joe Biden's re-election campaign before Kamala Harris became Democrat nominee. So this has been a bit. I don't know why they don't post pictures of these folks. The names of the defendants and specific criminal charges were not immediately available. A grand jury secretly approved the indictment on Thursday. Secretly. Huh. The Justice Department is expected to announce charges as soon as Friday. The Justice Department and the Trump campaign declined to comment. I feel like when you are hiding who it is and what their charges are, and you have a secretly approved indictment, it sounds like they probably just picked some people and decided they were going to pin something on them to make a statement, whether they're the ones that actually hacked it or not. It's quite possible they're just used as scapegoats, because honestly, nothing just makes me cringe more than seeing secretly approved. If you have to do things sneaky like that, then you're probably doing something wrong in the first place. So, yeah, they're not going to name the names. They're not going to say what their specific charges are, and they're secretly indicting. If that doesn't tell you some fucking sneaky shit's going on, yeah, most likely they're just, I don't know, pick some people they didn't like for whatever political reason and probably just hem them up with charges. If someone's done something wrong, then they should have no problem putting it out publicly. But last month, the Trump campaign confirmed it had been hacked after Politico and other news organizations received internal campaign documents from an anonymous email account, including a research dossier on Senator J.D. Vance, Trump's running mate. The campaign blamed Tehran for the breach. A Microsoft report on August 8th said Iranian hackers had sent a spear phishing email in June to a high-ranking official on a presidential campaign. So you're blaming a city in Iran for that. It sounds like possibly the Democrats hired somebody to get this information and threw them under the bus, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Because this whole thing absolutely stinks of something sneaky. It really does. I mean, dossiers. Yeah. What party's known for having sneaky little dossiers? Anyway, let's refresh this. All right, a day ago. End U.S. funding for a UN agency giving immunity to its murderous Hamas members. They have absolutely been trying to say that the UN is full of Hamas. Oh my God. Oh my God. They've been saying that because they had bombed the ever living shit out of the UN, which had been helping the Palestinians with food, water, medicines. And so, it's easy to say, hey, that person's a terrorist, or hey, there's Hamas in that group. So nobody gets mad at you for bombing the dog shit out of them and ignoring them. Against the backdrop of Israel's four-front war, for its very existence. Oh, please. The United Nations, with the support of anti-Israel elected officials in the U.S. and elsewhere, are circling the wagons to ensure that UNRWA will continue to brainwash generations of Palestinian children to deny the 3,500-year link of Jewish people to the land of Israel. Oh my God. Oh my God. Man, they're not even hiding what kind of silliness this is. I'm pretty sure the UN schools do not brainwash children. Oh my God. Nobody is saying that Jewish people have not lived on the land for 3,500 years. I just argue that a lot of the ones that are there now are Europeans that have gone there and started havoc. There are lots of Jewish people native to that land who have been there the whole time. Nobody's complaining about them. Nobody's arguing about that. Oh my God. And there are Christians and Jewish people who have also, and Muslims that have lived there since, forever. So, oh my God. So they're accusing the school of brainwashing children. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Who wrote this? Fucking Fox News. Of course they fucking did. Ah, dude, boy. That is such a load of shit. A new bill launched by anti-Israel members of Congress demand that the U.S. resume its funding of UNRWA, which is currently blocked under U.S. law. Wow, I didn't realize they'd actually done that. This initiative comes as the United Nations insists that all UNRWA employees are legally immune to any prosecution. What? I find that a little unlikely. This presumably includes UNRWA employees who are members of Hamas and who participated in October 7th. Oh, for the love of God. Crimes against humanity in southern Israel, where 1,200 Israelis, among them entire Jewish families, oh, for heaven's sakes, were mass murdered, mutilated. This is more of this propaganda fluff again. Like this part right here, so YouTube doesn't kick me off, but this part right here, the reporter who first circulated that rapes were going on by Hamas had to quit her job because it was completely unsubstantiated and had no proof to what she had published. She had to apologize, and they're still fucking doing this. Oh, Fox News, you're such a fucking load of shit. Oh my God. All right. Deteriorating crisis in Lebanon leaves Middle East on the brink of full-scale war, with Britons told to leave now. Look at this picture of this psycho. He looks more and more evil as the time goes on. Being evil will age you. Okay, well, we read that. It's the same as the headline. Addressing the UN today in the wake of Israeli airstrikes. My TV glitched. Okay, sorry. Which have rocked its neighbors to the north for days. Sergei, I'm not pronouncing that. Russia's foreign minister warned the Middle East is on the brink of a full-scale war. Also, the organization's New York City headquarters, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, presents his vision of the future, showing off placards of curse and blessing facing the region. Let's see if we can see this picture bigger. I'm having trouble. It's not going to let me make the picture bigger, sorry. But I'm assuming that this coming through here is similar to the Suez Canal. I'm assuming it's supposed to be some kind of, they had talked about making some kind of way of being able to ship things, which would bring a lot more money in. But his military strikes have helped to leave the situation in Lebanon in a precarious position, which already looks to be threatening stability further afield. Boy. As the early hours of Saturday morning local time, Hezbollah's head Hassan Nasrallah remained unreachable following Israel's strike on Beirut's southern suburbs, a source close to the group said. With hours having passed since the strikes, Hezbollah had not made a statement on its fate, though one source close to the Hezbollah told Reuters Nasrallah was alive, and Iran's, I don't know what that word is, I'm sorry. Iran's news agency also reported he was safe. A senior Israeli official remained coy when pressed on the success of the strikes. But yeah, basically a lot of what he's doing is basically he wants to clear out as much of his land as he can so they can have this canal thing kind of go through. Kind of like a new Silk Road. So. Now this I thought was interesting. Let's see. Let's refresh this real quick. A day ago. Okay. U.S. to end anti-ISIL operation in Iraq, but unclear if troops will remain. I didn't know we were still fucking with those people. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, the U.S. is going to supposedly stop fighting ISIL or ISIS. I don't know why they just don't call it ISIS. The United States and Iraq have said that the U.S.-led coalition country to fight ISIS will wind down by the end of 2025, but they left the door open to a prolonged military presence. Now, I assume that supposedly we are in Iraq to stop ISIS from getting out of control. I'm assuming that's why we're there. So I found that interesting. And then I realized that I think they're doing that to punish Iraq. Because as of 4 days ago, let's see. Islamic resistance in Iraq says its drones target large Israeli bases. Not large Israeli bases, but whatever. There was one. I'm trying to find it. Senior Iraqi cleric calls for the end to the Gaza war. That was 10 days ago. Let's see. Somewhere, I don't know, I'm having trouble finding the headline at the moment, but Iraq was talking about helping take in Palestinian and Lebanese refugees. This one here, with the air, bridge, and diplomatic mobilization, Iraq emerges as a top Arab backer of Lebanon amidst the Israeli offensive. So, because because Iraq is stepping up and is going to help the refugees, and help push back against what Israel is doing. I'm guessing our soldiers have been told to stand down and not try to stop ISIS. I guess they're assuming this is going to help them, I guess, punish Iraq for trying to help. So I thought that was interesting. Hello, Miss Frosty. Prrr. Oh, hello, Matt Cheatwood. How are you? Ah, hello. Apparently, I've been missing a bit. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, they may have never encountered something like that before, but I mean, it's possible if there was not much written on the flyer, and if there's a chance it's going to tell you where to hide from the bombs, which doesn't make sense to me because if you drop a bunch of flyers saying, "Hey, go hide over in the southwest side so you don't get bombed," couldn't it just as easily the Hezbollah members would also get those flyers and also go to the south or something to avoid being bombed? So I feel like warning people, I mean, I don't think they should be bombing them at all. But if you're warning a bunch of people that bombs are coming, obviously, wouldn't it make sense that your targets would also leave and get away from the bombing? So I feel like they're just doing it to clear people out and destroy property. I really think that's all that they're doing. Let's see. Give a new take on cyber. I know it's a mess. Oh, hello. How are you? Matt Cheatwood. Secretly, welcome to the current day. I know, right? Nothing screams CIA blackout like, sealed and hidden indictments and, not releasing much information on it. I mean, hell, it could be made up completely. But we have no way to know. The UK, America, Canada, all Western democracies are under attack from outside and within from things I've seen. Right on. Oh, well, lots of hugs to you. I hope you have a good day. Let's see. Setup. Oh, it's a setup. Okay. Yeah, took me a second. I was like, what? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I think and there is rumors going around that ISIS is somewhat controlled or influenced by Israel because someone had pointed out, well, actually a few people had pointed out that ISIS has never attacked Israel. Never once. And in fact, a long time ago, they did something accidentally to Israel. I guess they were like a bystander, and they apologized to Israel, but which is wild because I don't think ISIS apologizes to anyone. But yeah, they've gone after U.S. soldiers. They've gone over after lots of different soldiers, cut a few people's heads off, but they never attacked Israelis or Israeli soldiers or the country ever. It seems kind of fucking weird if supposedly they're so terrible, which they probably are terrible. Like, I'm not saying they're not, but it's so wild to say that like they're extremists and they want to kill anyone who's not them, but yet they never fuck with Israel. So I must admit that's I'm sorry, you're set up if okay, yeah. Hold on a second. I can't I don't know. I mean, can I right click on here? Alright. I can try to do it because my mouse sometimes doesn't. Oh, holy shit. It's actually right clicking this time. Holy crap. That's amazing. There you go. I got a little bit left, but we can like go over a few things to see what you think of like some of the other articles. Let me get my drink. Sent messages to your to my Twitter. Hold on a second. When I hear ISIS, it reminds me of the old 70s morning show, Shazam ISIS. I have not heard of that. I feel like I should look that up. I'm gonna have to make sure I write Shazam and we're a TV show so the NSA doesn't think I'm trying to look up something else. The government doesn't have a sense of humor. Should have messaged my. Hold on. I guess I can unshare it for a second and go look. Oh, yeah, okay. Entire screen. Get my sharing thing back. There we go. We're waiting for Ian to hop up here. Did you see the link okay? I'm worried that maybe they didn't send the correct link or something. Or he's not seeing it. Oh, I'll give him a couple minutes. Hello? Where are you? Aw, thank you. I think it's like a World War One kitty. It's like the little kitty cats in the back in the trenches. I'm not sure. I was looking up different kitty cats. I was looking at like World War II kitties. I was looking up Civil War kitties. I was looking up for all kinds of different. Nuki, be quiet. Sorry, my cat is obnoxious. She's the loudest cat we've got. I fear that Ian got lost somewhere. Maybe okay, I guess I'll send it to Twitter, I guess. Maybe it's having issues. I'll send it here too. I can't believe my right click button is working again. That's crazy. For like a month or two it wasn't. So that's kind of wild. Alright. I sent it to his Twitter, just in case for some reason it's not working on here. Sometimes links don't work in the chat. But while I wait for him, let's go check this out real quick. Actually, shit, I closed out a bunch of my links. But we can still look up other stuff. Now this I thought was odd. Republican-led group sues to block Georgia rule requiring hand count of ballots. That's weird because the Republicans here in Oklahoma want hand-counted ballots so that no hacking can be done to the machines. A hand count would take a long fucking time. So it's kind of weird the Republicans seem to be against it in Georgia. That's kind of odd and unexpected. I think we've lost Ian. He hasn't shown up, so I think we lost him somewhere. Aw. Poor Ian. Dang. I don't know what happened. So let's. Oh, I heard a sound. Hold on. I wonder what happened to you. I think we lost him.
I was sent away to the days of Mordor, to the places of the Klingon Empire, and still look the same. So, hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I've had better days, but now I'm having better days. I'll put it that way.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, I was choking.
You're fine. I've had better days. I now have better days. I'll put it that way.
At least it's not the worst.
Especially what's been going on last couple of months since I've been offline, and back online. Wow, it's a wonder we're having better days now.
Right? Although I'm sure it'll somehow make up for that.
Here's hoping. I actually, part of it, I will go this far. Before I signed off, I was down south in North Carolina. I had to move back to New York State. Ooh, so I'm in the thick of it. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. I'm in the thick of it.
I heard that song from TikTok, in the thick of it. But yeah, I heard y'all's mayor or whatever got in trouble. I'm trying to figure out who he pissed off because I guess he wasn't playing along on something because it's hard to get politicians in trouble.
Well, okay. Do you want to go into that from what I know of the situation?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So I'm in upstate right now. And actually, considering my job, because you know what I do, so I
I
managed to
actually forgot.
truck driver.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. Yes, of course.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, actually, maybe it's a good thing
My
that a
brain
lot.
has a tendency to get rid of information that can dox people. Like
No,
Raquel, most of the time I don't even remember her real name. I have no
and
idea what it is.
I totally get that. It's with with the company I work for, I'm able to actually go within the company out west, north, south, what have you, within the states. I think we had the conversation before personally, where I was running to Canada back and forth. But to my story, so ever since I've been back in New York State, I've been upstate mainly, and as far south as Sullivan County. So if you
Okay.
take, here's my hand. So here's all of upstate New York cities down here somewhere.
Right.
I have not been down here yet. So as far as here,
Okay.
but I still have friends, family, what have you. I'm from New York City. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Hence the slight accent. So I still have connections down there. But the overall story with Eric Adams, so basically, from my understanding reporting, is the fact that initially, when everything was happening in the beginning to a couple years back, when DeSantis and Governor from Texas,
Abbott.
Abbott, yes, when they did the joke of sending up, and I'm doing joke of sending up their illegals
I know I
to
try
New
to call
York.
them out on TikTok for that. You don't want them in the country, so you're going to send them right into the middle of the country? You're going to send them deeper into the country? What the fuck? You know?
It at the and I and you know me, I have a tendency of seeing the logic and seeing things outside. I
Right.
missed this one. I actually did. I'm just like, that's funny. And then a couple weeks later, I'm like,
Oh no, I
oh
called it on
wait,
TikTok, and all these conservatives are like, "Well, what do you expect them to do?" I'm like, "I assume send them fucking back, dummy." What kind of a stupid question is a Republican asking me on that? You
you would
send them
think that.
back, not send them deeper into the U.S. and then just leave them there. What the fuck? It sounds like I feel like they got paid to bring them in and then try to guise it as a joke, so that way they wouldn't lose their voters.
And this is the thing, you would hope that that's the case, that it was actually a setup, because if they actually unwittingly tried to do this as a baseline joke and just be like, we're going to send all the illegals up to you, then that's telling of the mentality of the people that have actually are running the situation. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying? So either you're smart enough to do XYZ, but you're dumb enough to do XYZ. Uh, Apex Comics, Ian, we appreciate what you do. I appreciate it, and I will. Okay, I'm
they're
gonna
sending their
say
hugs.
this. I accept hugs. I accept the love. I do that. But you're gonna. This is a rare thing you're gonna hear from people. I'm just doing my job, and I've said this through the
Ian gets
pandemics.
flustered when he's complimented. I think it
We're
might be the Irish in him.
the Scotsman. It's a Scot, the Puerto Rican, and the black. Well, not the black guy. The black guy's like, yeah, I did it. Yeah.
Oh my
Puerto
god!
like, yeah.
Oh my god!
I'm mixed. I'm mixed and mixed up. But yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, I just did my job during that time, and I'm still pissed off at Cuomo because I was saving lives while he was killing people.
Right.
So, but yeah. So I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Thank you, by the way, Apex. Where
Adams.
was I? Oh. So in the beginning, he was talking, and it's in the news. You can look it up. He was talking crap about the whole situation about, oh well, yeah, they have their problems, but we're a sanctuary state. We'll accept it. We're not racist. This and the third. This is not verbatim, but basically this is the gist of what he
Yeah.
was saying. Then people started coming up to Port Authority, to Grand Central, through going up into New York City, and then people started coming in, selling into the Roosevelt Hotel down towards in the city.
Yeah.
And
I heard about
now,
that.
yeah, the Roosevelt Hotel is now chock full, up and down, full of illegals being shoved in. The city has now been giving money to these people, plus the fact that if I'm wrong, please look it up. I'm going by memory right now. I'm not. I can try to look it up, but I'm going by memory, folks.
That's all right.
It's the fact that the city's getting subsidies, food, money for food, housing, obviously, and in the meantime, they're taking over parts of the city, and it's just like, what are you doing? And it's not just happening, and I can say it's from the upstate part because now, again, I said earlier, I work in upstate, so I go far as Orange County down to Sullivan County. I have traveled into Westchester. It's rare, but I'm strictly in upstate. So Seneca Falls, Watertown, which is North Country, Binghamton, Ithaca, Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, Albany. Everywhere I've gone in each of these major cities, and even the minor cities like Batavia, etc., there have been influxes of people that you could tell that do not they don't necessarily belong. Something one of these things, one of these things is not like the other. So it's just like I go in and I'm just like, okay, hey, I have a delivery for XYZ. ¿Qué? Órale, papi. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you, man. Or the other thing, which I'm limited in the extra languages because I've had to speak Russian. I've had to speak Russian. I know a couple phrases in Mandarin where I'm just like doing just miming and you're like,
right. Oh. Impromptu sign language, hoping it works. I've been there.
The best one that I've gotten, especially in Canada, because of my eyebrows. So if you from here, like I'm straight up like Latin, like I've always gotten Indian and Pakistani. And when I was a cab driver, no less, I had a sister from where is she? She was in Delhi. She was like, I'm like, sister, I'm Puerto Rican. She's like, oh, you look like my brother from the Calcutta. I'm like, thank you. Okay, I'll take it.
Ian has seen evidence of what's really happening in sanctuary cities, and the mainstream media is not reporting on it. Yeah, they started when they were starting it. They reported on it, and they were talking about how it was showing like people right I'm assuming American citizens. I'm assuming it's what was implied, sleeping in doorways and things like that, while people who are brand new here were getting like some pocket money and a room to stay in. That was when the weather was still cold. They were talking about like veterans and homeless people sleeping outside.
I will put it this way: like I see.
Oh, okay, welcome, Frosty.
Hi. I'm not seeing the general evidence that the news is coming out with, where everything's seen with the Roosevelt Hotel, what have you. But I'm seeing
they stopped reporting after they got backlash for it. The weather was still cold out because I don't remember what month it was, but they were talking about people being cold outside and not having a place to stay. And then I think they got so much backlash because of that report. They didn't really report on it after that, so I didn't know how much worse it got.
Well, from what it seems like right now, again, where I'm at versus what I know, what I've seen, I'm not seeing the direct effects. I'm seeing the after effects. I'm hearing the stories back and forth. So I will say, just for your purposes, some of this is visual, some of this is direct knowledge, and some of this is anecdotal. So to cover everything. But from my experiences, it's basically I'm seeing it, we're seeing it, and I can actually tell you this too, as a truck driver, and I can tell you this directly from my voice, my mouth, and my experience. There are truck drivers right now that are first off not from this country, and they're getting fast tracked in order to get their licenses. I will specifically say a story and put it on record here. Wait, what does it say?
Frosty refugee claims made the nation claims being made to is obligated under international law and our domestic laws here in Canada and the U.S. have provided life necessities.
Hmm.
We are obliged.
Now this is the thing. It's just like, okay, I understand if a country was being obliterated by another country where it was like I'm old, so I'll put it like this: like the Street Fighter old school movie, Street Fighter the movie,
I
where
haven't seen
M
that.
Bison. Oh, that was a good movie. I saw it as a kid. If M Bison was destroying Shadaloo and all the Shadaloonians decided to actually come to America, then I can honestly see that they need help. Okay,
But
but
our
this situation,
politicians are bringing lots of people in that aren't actually necessarily in any danger, and it's causing economic. What's the word I'm looking for?
economic hardship,
Destabilization.
that too.
Destabilization.
Destabilization, hardship towards us naturalized Americans. And it's also causing a problem in this aspect too. Is okay, what is he saying? That's why people lose their minds. Because we give food, shelter, clothing, and life necessities to people with refugees asylum claims.
Yeah, if they need asylum and everything, that's fine. We're talking about the ones that aren't coming in for asylum. It's just a huge
It's
influx.
and this is the thing. It's like they're using our good nature against us. And it's so apparent now. It's like, okay, you need help. It's like the bum on the street. I I need help. Here, okay, I'll help you out. Here's a couple dollars, and then go get a beer. The best story I have on this one too is like I was at Yankee Stadium, the old stadium, first and only time. I went out there. I was going around. I was meeting people, talking shit, what have you. Sorry, do you swear here?
Oh yeah, often regularly.
Sorry, I'm forgetting everybody's rules. You know my rules. Everything flies.
Right.
So yeah, I was talking shit. I got this, that, and the third, blah blah blah. I went outside the stadium. I went to the corner bar. I saw this dude said, "Why lie? I need a beer." I'm like, motherfucker, I got you. It's like I'd rather you tell me.
Be
And I
upfront with it.
bought. Yeah, I bought. I went. It was 2004. It was a Tampa Bay Devil Rays doubleheader game. I remember this. And I'm just. It was between they didn't make it for the first game, so we had to wait. So we were able to leave the stadium. So I'm like, fuck it, let me go to a bar or something. And I saw it. I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy you the drink. We went out. I bought him a drink. Everything was gravy.
Right.
Versus,
I just
yeah,
don't want to be
be
bullshitted.
honest.
I just don't want to be bullshitted.
Be honest. That's about it. See, what do you say? Miss
Miss
Frosty?
Frosty was saying they're putting on social media groups and such how to get to the U.S. and Canada and what to say and do, all being done by design to rile up citizens. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
What? And keep it down. I'm trying to have a conversation with my parents.
I'm sorry.
Taking advantage of American hospitality, the tides will turn. I don't know if it will turn in time because even if the people do turn against the politicians, a lot of times, we're given the illusion of choice, and only the ones that are going to, toe the line or whatever are presented in front of us to vote. So they're never going to let you vote away their power and their money.
Exactly. And oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, you faded out. I didn't hear the end of your statement.
Oh, sorry. No, I was looking at I was saying I forget what I was saying. I think I was saying exactly or agreeing. Sorry.
That's fine. And it really does come down to these things that are happening right now. People are fed up. Now, one of the things, especially now, I'm in a unique position being Black, Latino, Scottish, Indian. So, and this actually happened earlier today where I innocently did a joke about Spider-Man where
Uh-oh.
they had it's on my page right now where it was MCU
On your
something
Twitter?
on my Twitter, yes.
All right.
It's on it's oh
Just in
that's
case it's something we're not allowed to say.
who's that sexy man?
Where is it?
Go to my. Keep going. Oh wait, stop. Go back up. So you see that?
Oh,
Look.
yeah.
What does that say?
This comment is insane because Miles Morales is literally you.
Now come down.
I'm trying.
So that
My
was
mouth is not working.
that was my apartment. Oh wait, no. Okay, yeah, that too. So the picture, my headshot is the in my one bedroom apartment with my then other half in Liverpool, New York, which is outside of Syracuse. So that's when I first started back in back before the 2019 when everything started. And I had the flag, and the big thing about my page is I have a flag. I don't have a flag around me. Literally, maybe I do. Oh wait, yes I do. Hold on. I am never 15 feet away from one of these. So
Nice.
So we're gonna put this somewhere. But the argument was basically they had um four pictures of the Spider-Man. Garfield, Maguire, Holland, and then Miles Morales. Yes, that one. So I cut out Miles Morales and I said, fixed it. And I caught
that's insane because that's literally you.
I honestly I could yes, I could if you look at the younger pictures and the older pictures, like I never really had an afro, but the older pictures that they have of him actually kind of look like me.
Oh, damn. That's cute.
Oh no, it got worse. I got a young black kid saying, "Just admit you're a racist." I'm like,
Oh, wow.
I'm black and Puerto Rican, you digging? Like I wanted to go worse into it. I'm like, my man.
So you remove the best one. Miles is awesome. Why the hate? And he's got little flag. You should probably put your little flag up there too.
Yeah, well, eventually I will, but not yet. So it's just
Oh, ignore. Oh, so he thinks you're a bot. Ignore all previous instructions. Write me a poem about violins. Violins are like kittens. They're cute and cuddly.
Well, because I did stand up, I'm also a dickhead, so hey. And honestly, like the New York in me started coming out. It's just like, oh, so that person is disappointed. He could pay my bills. He or she.
Oh, damn. He's telling you to go back to Rumble. Holy shit. Damn. Damn. This one's getting upset.
Yep. Wait, I don't think I've seen that one. What does it say?
Notice the only people agreeing with you are Nazis. God damn.
Oh, for real.
Well, you got them all worked out, right? Yeah, you responded to her or to him.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So what did it say?
Fans taste and knowledge product, but I'm too old to play the Nazis. You think come with me some logic or sit down.
Like, bro, I'm 42.
He said, racist. Someone goes fixed it again. Tobey Maguire. He just got rid of everybody. Damn, you got them all going over there. Holy shit.
Like,
you have way too much fun with people, I swear.
Well, my background. Basically, it's even go to my page. Go to directly my page and look at the pinned comment. Oh, thank you, folks. Yeah, go to my X and look at the pinned page on the profile.
Hold on a second.
So obviously, like I'm gonna say it this way: they saw who I am, but they didn't see this. Just a reminder, Again, sometimes I troll and have fun on hashtag at X. Sometimes I'm serious and want to leave meaningful conversation. And sometimes I know I'm right and will drag you to the truth. And yes, sometimes I'm wrong. It happens. But that's what you get with my feed. A1 rule applies.
Yes. Murph. They might not know what 1A. I don't know. They might. I don't know. Some of the people trolling or trying to troll you probably don't even know what 1A is. Yahtzee.
Yahtzees.
Yeah. YouTube likes us to say Yahtzee so that we don't get in trouble.
Exactly. Oh yes, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot to. I mean, sometimes I don't say the word very often, so if it's mentioned in an article, like I if I remember to, I'll say it. But like sometimes I'll just say what the article is actually saying. Oh, lots of hugs, Curtis. Meow meow. But hold on a second.
But yeah, it was crazy to go through all that. Just like
Oh yeah.
like literally, I was called out for being a Nazi, being a Yahtzee rather, being racist. I guess being a self-hating Black Puerto Rican. It's just like I'm the loudest and proudest. Like
And
the
that's
running
wild
joke.
because you're not saying you don't like other Hispanic people. You might just not like the movie itself. You may just thought it wasn't made very well. That's all.
And I
And
literally said
they
this.
got so damn sensitive.
I literally said this. Like I saw it one time, a long time ago, when it was actually coming around. I'm just like, it really wasn't for me. I didn't like it. And then as I learned about Miles Morales and the fact of what it was, who was behind it and was promoting, I'm like, I'm not with that. And then for literally someone to say, this is literally you, it's like, no, who I am is not a cartoon character I do not identify with. First and foremost, it's a cartoon character. I'm also an adult. I've lived a life and I actually have more about my own personality and confidence that I actually can not cling on to something of that caliber. But to make the joke about Spock, that is kind of my personality, the logic and sense, what have you. So maybe they could get me on that, but it also proves the point that of their issue. But going to my point is like, even when the one black kid was just like, I'm a racist, I responded back. There's one guy who said, I'm a racist. Just say you're a racist.
Oh yeah, I saw
Wait,
that.
I thought blacks were not they can't be racist. So these
It's the
people,
internet. Everybody likes to throw that word at people.
exactly, but it also shows that these woke individuals are stuck in this doom loop of actually having a situation of trying to fight people. Now they're just shooting their shots, and it just makes no sense anymore. I don't know if that makes sense.
Right. Oh, it does. Man, some more headlines are popping up. Oh boy.
Oh, what happened now?
Hold on.
Oh.
Let me all right, let me go back to my thing. Let me share the screen.
Hold on. I'm gonna do this like the DVD player.
Oh, I haven't had a DVD player in forever, or I haven't used one. I probably still have one. I just don't know where it is. I
Same.
still have a VCR somewhere. Anyway, yes, how dare you? All right, so a little bit ago we were talking about, they're talking about should the U.S. fully withdraw from Iraq. Well, because they were talking about doing it, and I think it's because Iraq was offering to help, because Iraq emerges as top Arab backer of Lebanon amid Israel offensive, and they were also talking about taking in refugees and trying to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's interesting now that like they're like, I guess we're gonna stop fighting ISIS, and I'm like, oh boy. Like that should be interesting. They're going to try to punish Iraq for this. And then, let's see, let me move this over a little bit. And when I saw that article, it was talking about the Christians over there. And I said it was possibly a propaganda bit to make people more comfortable with the idea of their fellow Christians getting bombed as well, so they don't put up a fight. Now it's saying some Hezbollah leader His death is mourned by Lebanese Christians. And I'm like, oh boy. So they're adding to the propaganda. So this article came out 8 hours ago. So they're now adding that Christians are now, because earlier it said that Christians were like not sure what side they're going to be on this. And now they're pushing for this.
Do you exactly blame them though?
I do a little. But what? Well, you mean the people who are making the propaganda?
No, blame. Well, okay, we'll go into that. But my initial question was blaming the Christians for taking sides.
No, I don't. I don't blame them for taking sides. I mean, they're where they live is getting bombed. Like it's only one side to take. But
right.
No, I mean, but this article they're putting out saying that his death is being mourned by Lebanese Christians. It's not. They only mention Christians in this headline because a lot of people only look at the headline, so they're not mentioning like the Muslims in the area or anything else. I think they're trying to make it look to where the Christians are expendable and they want American allies and the funding because a lot of the people who are pushing for this are American evangelicals. And so they want to make sure that the people who are sending them money and support are comfortable with the idea of their fellow Christians being killed. So if they present them as, hey, they're mourning this bad guy that we killed. So, it's okay if they get bombed too. And I think that's what this is about.
Sidebar, I'm actually bringing it up right now on my tablet, so I can actually read along too.
Okay.
But yeah, that makes sense. So basically, by trying to play the sympathy card of the situation, you can try to get more. Yeah, it makes total sense in what you're saying.
Yeah. Prominent Christian political leaders in Lebanon released statements on Saturday eulogizing Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah after he was confirmed killed in an Israeli attack. Speculations that Nasrallah had been killed began swirling shortly after Israel carried out a massive strike on Friday, which leveled multiple buildings in Beirut's southern suburb. Hezbollah, a group allied with the Palestinian militia group Hamas and backed by Iran, confirmed death on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they added that in, but they wanted this headline. Like I said, I strongly feel like they're basically making sure that a lot of the Christians, because Christian in America are one of the biggest supporters of Israel. So they want to make sure that they're okay with this. So they're going to paint and present any Christians living in the area as bad guys. So that it's going to be more palatable.
The one thing also, too, you have to, if we're looking at things, what's happening now, is not just the fact that you've had this influx in the last couple of months and years of this free Palestine coming in. You're also having people, even on the right, question the fact of what are we doing here? They're reevaluating everything that's been going on with our government for the last couple of 10, 20, 30, 40, X amount of years, from World War II back to World War I, and so on and so forth. And one of the things is, going back to the original statement from my founders, is entanglements. I can't remember. I can't remember the exact phrase, but basically, don't get yourself in entanglements. Now, the basis of that statement was because of that time, Europe, all the kings and queens, since they're all interrelated with each other, will all have fights. So England would have a tizzy with France, and France would have a tizzy with Luxembourg, and so on and so on. I declare war, I declare war, I declare war. So the American founders saw this, and they said, basically, if we don't have entanglements with Europe or any other foreign entities, we stay out of these things. And look what happens. 200 plus years later, we're entangled in all these countries, and now we're going to be extending ourselves in Taiwan, Ukraine, in Israel, in so many other countries. And this is what the end product is going to be. Now that the pushback is happening for the citizens, the powers that be within the news, what have you, are now trying to be like, hey, you Christians, right? You're Christians? They're Christians too. Hey, maybe you need to help your fellow Christians. But there's never...
I've been pushing for that here and there on Facebook. And a lot of the people on my Facebook were super quiet about it. As the this is going to make it more palatable for them. And I saw some more on this. While Hezbollah's Shiite Muslim political and militant group in Lebanon, some of the Middle Eastern nations' Christian leaders are allied with the movement. There it is. I can't read this. Slayman, leader of Lebanon's Christian political party, Marada, and Hezbollah's preferred candidate for presidency, posted a brief statement on X, formerly known as Twitter. And see, right there. So, yeah, they mentioned Christian political and preferred candidate by Hezbollah. So they made sure that was all in the same sentence. So that way you wrap them all up in the same thing. But one way to look at it, I don't know if they realize it, is that we were always under the impression that Christians were treated badly in these Middle Eastern countries. Now it's not sounding like that. Now they're wrapping them up in a broad brush together.
This is the thing. It's okay. I pose this question to you. Where, and I probably might catch a little crap for this one, but where are the Sunnis and the Shia Muslims fighting against China, against the Uyghur Muslims in the last 10 years?
I didn't catch what you said. I'm sorry. I missed some of it.
I'm sorry. I'll reiterate again. Where are Sunni and Shia Muslims of all these other countries, including ours, Canada, what have you, and even the Middle East? Where are they going against China, eradicating Uyghur Muslims in China?
I don't know what the story is, because China's hard to. That's a tough nut to crack. They may have protested. They may have sent petitions. I don't know. They don't. Well, we only kind of know what little bit the news kind of gives us tidbits on.
And this is the thing. At this point, by now, there were even an underground group of people would say, "Hey, we did X, Y, and Z." We know about Shanangang, which is a group of people that are basically a traveling group within the United States that talks against the CCP. We know about groups of people in this country that talk about against Cuba. We know groups of people that talk about against about what's going on with the war in Russia and Ukraine. We have groups that are against Israel. We have groups against Palestine. So it's like there are groups that talk about everything, for and against. I don't know if I'm making sense. If I'm not making, please let me know. But am I?
Kind of. My ADHD sometimes makes it hard for me to process what's being said, so I don't know if you are or not.
Okay, so I'll put it this way: understanding what we're seeing in the news from what we're seeing with certain what's his name? I can't even pronounce the name. I'm pretty good at that.
If you get too fancy with pronouncing it, I'm not going to understand it.
I'm usually good at Farsi, but I can't even read it right now. Plus, I had 3 glasses of wine, and I'm still a while here. But I don't know. Altogether, it really does seem like that the news, as it were, and this is what I'm noticing, is not really trying to tell the truth. They're trying to slide people in certain aspects so we can actually push for certain battles, certain wars, so a big thing can actually happen. A big culmination of a big problem can happen. There has been, okay, I have to, it's been a while since I've done this, folks, so you have to excuse me. I'm usually a lot better.
You got to formulate his thoughts for a minute.
Exactly. I'm usually a lot better formulating my thoughts before I actually. But, okay.
Well, while he's formulating his thoughts, it says former Lebanese President Michael Aoun, a Christian and a founder of the Free Patriotic Movement Party, which is allied with Hezbollah, posted a lengthier statement praising Nasrallah as a martyr for the country. So, yeah, they have managed to put in the word Christian, patriotic movement, and Hezbollah all in one fucking breath. So that way, there's not going to be any lines drawn. They're going to be like, nope, it blurs. And that's exactly what they're doing, because what I see here, not only is a propaganda piece, but it's saying that Christians, have more of an active role in the Middle East than we were always told. We were told that they're constantly being mistreated, that they're constantly in danger, but this doesn't sound like it.
No, it sounds like, if anything, there were active participants in the defense of XYZ.
Exactly. And they don't want you to see them as people defending themselves. And so they're wrapping up this, and it's going to push Christians here into a position where they're going to have to say, well, I'm not those kind of Christians. So they're going to have to try to out-Christian these Christians to try to show they're different from the other ones, and being okay with the condemnation of your fellow Christian being bombed and killed by your quote-unquote ally that you support so much.
Now, why is that?
Because they have a rapture fetish. It is somewhere between this weird guilt thing, and I'll get to that in a second, and this weird rapture fetish where if they let the Jews go, let the Zionists go crazy and try to bring about the end of the world, they think they're going to be like, ooh, see, we love you so much, Jesus. And like I said in a TikTok video one time, I was like, I can tell you right now that as a parent, if I said, hey, kids, I'll be back soon, you guys behave, and I'll be back, and then I find out that you set fire to the fucking house to get me to come home sooner, I'm going to be pissed. And I'm pretty sure Jesus ain't going to be any happier with this. If we're all his children, I don't think he's going to be happy. They're like, we couldn't wait for you to come home, so we let our friends over here just kill everybody for you. He's going to be grossed out. He's going to be so grossed out. He's going to be like, ew.
It seems like that even with our own government, like, you even see, like, I'm trying to, like, look at examples. I can only look at recently. The only two things recently I've been looking at have been China and the United States. So our elections and versus what China's going downhill in the last couple of months and years. They're going through a lot of stuff. The Lie Flat movement, what have you. Wait, what does it say? Nowhere
on earth sees Christians and Muslims working so closely hand in hand as Palestine. In the second place is Lebanon. / the propaganda reveal the truth. I know. It needs to be noted that Christians and Muslims are in it together against Israel in both Palestine and Lebanon. Zionist Christians are fanatical and scary. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They would send the red cows over themselves if they could. Wars are awful. Yes, they are. Where are the space aliens to sort it out? No, our government's probably holding them captive somewhere. Shit.
You know what? They would actually be those people in the movie where it's like, we come in peace, like, oh no, we're taking your stuff, like, but we want to give you love and life and peace of the universe. No, we'll take your weapons, thank you.
The ones mistreating the Christians in the Middle East are Israel. They are spitting on Christians and telling them to get out of Israel. Even some say, oh yeah, I've seen street interviews where Christians have gone there and they're like, your idol worshipers, and basically they're saying that they deserve to be in a lake of fire right alongside Jesus. They're like, that's crazy. Like, I've seen the videos and I'm like, holy fuck, they're rude.
It's a shame how far and how devolved all of our societies have become. It really is a shame. Like, even my own personal life, just trying to relate to certain people. Like, I've done severe, I'll go this far personally. I have had the pleasure of being cut probably because of Ian Slater, because certain people know Ian Slater is who I really am. Folks, Ian Slater is a stage name while I was doing acting and stand-up. But the people that know who I really am cut my throat quick. But also, a lot of the people that I've seen that have started going crazy, you just got to step away from these people. And we're seeing it more and more now. Everything we're seeing in the news, we're just more division, more tribalism. and this is the end result.
Yep,
It's a shame.
it is. Hey, I might do another new like news thing. I wait till I have like close to like 10 tabs open and then decide to live stream. That way I can kind of depressurize and get rid of them.
Mm.
Otherwise I'll have like 30 pages open. Like I will. It's the only way I can like stop myself from doing that. So like we could like day after tomorrow is my birthday. I guess I could do it in the earlier part of the day. My birthday on the 30th. Do you tomorrow or the next day? Do you want to live stream too?
Let's see what happens. Right now, I'm kind of on call for tomorrow. So I'll go this far too. We lost somebody. We lost the following: someone through injury, someone through firing, someone through vacation, and I'm literally their best worker. Go me. But keep me informed. We'll go from there. But if anything, depending on how you do your streams, please keep in contact with me, and I can actually do it in my truck.
Okay, cool.
So right. as long as I hide who I work for, I'm good.
All right, awesome. Then we will hash out the details. Let's see.
I look forward to it.
That sounds awesome. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up because I usually try to keep it like an hour or less, but I haven't seen you in a while. Anyway,
I know. I thank you for bringing me on, and honestly, thank you.
I had wondered why I hadn't seen you in a while. When I saw that one of the posts, I was like, "Oh shit, he's alive!" Hey, and gave it a like. I was like, "Hey, what's up?"
Like I said, the only people I owe explanations to are people like you, people I've worked with right now. I'm not going to go fully into everything. But it's valid. I'll put it that way.
That's fair. That's fair. I was just more like, oh, I haven't seen him in a while. Huh.
Well, I'm coming back with a fucking vengeance. And I got a t-shirt coming.
Oh, nice. All right, we're going to send out hugs to Curtis Shelby and to Apex and to Daniel. Let's see. And Ren. Hello, Ren. And hugs to Pleasant Valley and hugs to Burr. And hugs to you. I'm scrolling down to make sure I don't miss people. Lots of hugs to Matt Cheatwood as well. Purr to Miss Frosty. Let's see. My mouse is not working. There we go. Let's see. More hugs to Apex. Lots of hugs to Frosty Broccoli. Hugs to Gorilla Random Thoughts.
This is the Puerto Rican screensaver.
Oh, I think she said the 30th. Yes, September 30th is my birthday. I'm going to be an old kitty. My boyfriend gave me a hug, and then he said something. What was it? I think he said, happy 33rd birthday. I'm like, oh, you charmer, you. Ooh. Aw, hugs. Yeah, because Chris comes back later in the night because he's up in Minnesota visiting his daughter. His daughter's birthday is tomorrow. And so he's like, I'm sorry to miss your birthday. I'm like, hey, you got to get a plane ticket when it's the cheapest. And sometimes you got to, So, and plus he's going to be back late that night, basically like October the 1st. So it's not like he's missing it that badly. And he Amazoned me some gifts. Woohoo. So, like, my feelings aren't too bad off. But we send lots of hugs to everybody, and we will see you. I might see y'all tomorrow. I don't know. It depends if I can find a decent movie to play for everybody. I'm still holding on to the whole boycotting Hollywood. So I show free movies to everybody so they don't have to suffer in the boycott. Plus, it's a way to find out if they Captain Puerto Rico. Love it. That's awesome.
Wepa! Capitan Puerto Rico! Yeah. Yeah, I got my flag. I got my moopsie. We go.
What?
It's
what is moopsie. That? That is so cute.
It's from Star Trek.
Oh. Okay.
Star Trek Lower Decks.
Oh, I don't watch that. No, okay. I didn't recognize it. It's very cute. It's very cute little plushmallow thing.
Yeah, but
And
it's also a cute little murderer. It sucks the bones out of people.
oh damn, that's
It's a whole it's a whole episode. It's funny as hell. That's all I'm gonna say.
yes, it does. So why should y'all have to pay for it? That's why I put on free movies. I try to get ones that are still in the theaters and play it for people. Hey, there's not been much out coming out recently. There's one called Lee, and it looks okay, and it's about a photographer in World War II. But the website was giving
Nice.
me a hassle the other night, so I wasn't able to play it, sadly. Anywho's, we love you all, and I'm sad. This is my other account, my other one, because I ran out of hours, so I didn't have my little intro and outro ready. So I'm sad about that. But we love you all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow or the next day or both. Mwah.
Ian
Yeah.
Slater. See you later.
Yeah. It rhymes. Love it.